Happy Tuesday, y'all. We had so much fun homeschooling today. So many highlights, starting with our challenging sentence climb. And then we got this pointer from the dollar store when we bought this house. My daughter loves using it for random worksheets. I wanted to include this clip because sometimes this is what homeschooling looks like. I'm making dinner. As I'm making dinner, I'm getting stuff ready for our tutoring session. We're going through some history questions. And then my daughter's playing with slime while we listen to our history audible chapter. Now it's time to do some spelling practice before our tutoring students pull up. You just write the word on the snowman's hat, and then you use the snowballs to quote unquote build the snowman by spelling out the word. And y'all, I'm obsessed with my new cup and this drink. This is just a hydrate thing with coconut water, not selling anything. Although speaking of selling, I do sell this Homeschool Made Fun Academy, which all of the things that you see when it comes to all the fun homeschooling stuff is included inside of this academy. So you can click the link down in the description area to get your first month completely for free. Speaking of all the fun things inside the academy, we pulled out the multiplication bingo. Glory sat in on one of our tutoring sessions tonight, had a blast. And then we ended the night by some social emotional learning. We made these really cool little puppets. These are from the Not Just a Scribble curriculum, which I've linked down below. So tonight we talked about the different emotions, what could cause you to feel some of those emotions. We also got to talk about the difference between happiness and joy. Happiness comes from outside circumstances, cannot be controlled. Joy comes from Jesus. Doesn't matter what other emotions you're feeling, you can always have joy in your life. And then Glory decided she wanted to act out some of the emotions. So here are some of her facial expressions that go along with each one. I thought they're hilarious. And then to end our night while we watched the movie, since we have been learning about Egypt, we made a pyramid out of air dry clay. Now, I understand this is a rainbow pyramid. It did not have to look like the exact pyramids in color. It just needed to look like a pyramid in shape, and she had a ton of fun creating this. Wednesday was mainly an independent day, although we did start with this fun Valentine math activity, again included with the Homeschool Made Fun Academy. And then we ended Wednesday night with our youth group. So it is Thursday, which means, what is Thursday? I mean, you don't look very happy. Trampoline park day. So on the way to the trampoline park, we are going to go over a history lesson. So we do audio, and then we do like a little oral quiz, and we do at the beginning and then the audio and then the quiz repeated at the end to make sure we actually know the information. And then we're gonna do what's the other thing we're doing, kiddo? No, honey, school on the way to the place.
Oh yeah, math.
We're doing math, and then we have a couple errands we're gonna run, and we'll show you those as well. We've got a candle making station to drop by, and then I've got to go to Barnes and Nobles, which Glory didn't even know, and that's like one of her favorite stores, so she's gonna get to walk around and look around there before we get to Sky Zone. And the candle making company turned out to be a huge hit. I did a full little recap video on my page. I will link it down in the description area, but 10 out of 10, highly recommend going and making your own candle if you are local. After that, we swing by at Barnes & Noble's. My favorite section, of course, is the teacher section. Gloria's favorite section is the slime section, and there's so many different slimes to choose from. And then we headed to the trampoline park to play with friends, and then we actually ended up having a friend come home with us for a few hours. So the girls enjoyed a fun car ride home, and then they played with slime. Actually, they made slime in the backyard while I was inside tutoring. We ended our Thursday night by making all of our Valentine cards for our co-op classes on Friday. So Glory had these really cool slime making kit cards that we ordered. And then I did either yo-yos or chapstick. I let them pick. The yo-yos primarily were for the boys, chapstick for the girls, but they could pick either one that they wanted. I had a hard time finding middle school Valentine cards that were fun but not too cutesy, so I ended up just making my own. I will say I think these all turned out super cute. It is Friday. This is the day of our big homeschool Valentine party for co-op. Now, this is all filmed in the wrong style because it was supposed to be a recap video. However, my husband was in the ER on Friday, and then we were running around all day Saturday. I did not put a recap video together, But we had a really good Valentine party plus a really good history lesson on Friday. I divided the kids up into Loyalists and Patriots. We read over several different profiles, 25 to be exact, and the kids had to choose if they were a Patriot or a Loyalist just by reading their profile. And then they did it like a fantasy football where they drafted their people that they thought would be either a Loyalist or a Patriot, depending on what team they were on. And then in the end, we let them know like which was which, and they got points according to if they were correct, or they lost points if they recruited somebody from the opposite side. And then if they happened to get one of the moderates, then they did not lose or gain points because it would just counted for 0. But it was actually a really cool lesson. We all learned a lot and they had a ton of fun. Now, since Brett was in the ER, Glory spent the night with a friend. So Saturday morning, and I had the parents' permission to do this, I went to the store, bought all the stuff I needed for our Valentine homeschool party, as well as her actual Valentine gift. And so it was nice to be able to do that without her being there. And then because Brett was going to be home pretty much for the week since he is very, very sick, he's going to be watching a lot of movies, which means Glory's going to be watching a lot of movies. So I went ahead and gave her Valentine gift so she could enjoy some of the treats during the week while we were watching the movies. Obviously, she very much loved her Valentine this year. She has a Squishmallow, some Kinder Bueno chocolates, and then a 5-pack of Ferrero Rocher, I think they're called, as well as this like little fidget thingy that we found her.